Hello everybody! I'm Roro, Dota, and I'm here with the game between Segfault Gaming and Eosin +4. I hope I said that right, probably not. And again, I have a co-caster. His name is Boris. Boris the Russian. How are you doing today, buddy?
Just a sound check. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright. Alright then.
Yep.
I'm fine.
Good.
In case anyone cares.
I care.
Yeah.
No worries, man. I care. So now we got Batrider, Wisp, Nyx, Assassin, and Dying Quickly. Those are the bans. And Magnetor is going to be picked up first. Haven't seen a Magnus first pick in a while, to be honest. Usually it's like... Actually, Coddle's still in the pool. I'm surprised he didn't get picked up first.
Well, when you think about it, even after the nerf on Skewer, Magnus is still a pretty versatile laner. He can be part of pretty much any lane. So, it's a pretty good first pick.
Do you think it's stronger than the Coddle ban, though? Or the Coddle pickup, sorry. First pick-wise.
The thing is, Coddle's gonna give you, like, such a big presence in lane, and he's gonna be able to give anyone mana, which is, like, really nice. And there's, of course, Mana Leak, which is just an add-on. And there's a TP.
Yeah, don't forget the split push potential from that. Not only was that split push potential, but you can also increase your carry's GPM by a lot. Them not having to run around all the time looking for farm. But you're right. Regardless, Magnus is still a very viable first pick. So Darkseer and Coddle are both through the pool. If Eosin +4 pick this up, actually I'm just gonna call them E4 from now on. I don't know about you, but that's a lot easier. If E4 pick up Darkseer or Coddle, that's gonna be a really good team composition already. Two extremely strong heroes that are both very versatile.
Yeah, definitely. It'll give them like a lot of whoa, and then there's a Chen first pick actually.
Remember when I tried to learn to play Chen?
Let's not go there.
It did not end up very well. Let's just say that.
Interesting first ban for Eosin, because Chen can be shut down pretty well. Like if they have an aggressive tri lane and they do well in it, they can just gank into the jungle. And then there's Shadow Demon picked up.
Of course, Shadow Demon is really strong as well, but I'm surprised Coddle, Darkseer haven't been touched yet. They chose, Segfault of course, chose to ban out that Wisp over the Coddle and over the Darkseer. The Darkseer I can kind of maybe understand, but the Coddle nowadays, that's like throwing away gold.
It's been happening a lot more recently between a bunch of the teams to leave the Darkseer till later. Which is interesting, because he's always been a really big part of the metagame.
Yeah, it's just because he's so versatile. Like, he can literally fill any role.
And then the really strong team fight, like, mid and late game.
Yeah. Can't forget that.
Also, Vacuum's just ridiculously good as a spell.
Yeah. It's like a little mini reverse polarity.
Yeah, definitely. But, well, little mini, by that you mean gigantic AoE. That pulls everyone
with no stun,
every
but
corner of the map.
Still, yeah. I guess there's like a mini stun in that. We see Leshrac picked up. That's just gonna count.
Be good for pushing down towers.
That's just gonna pull back the balance on the pushing here. Now Chen, really good early game pushers on E4, and then we got Leshrac again, a really good pusher on Segfault. So we're gonna have really push heavy game. I feel like, and that's only through the first two picks.
Definitely. Already though, it kind of looks like Segfault has some like stronger nuke power right now, while Eosin like Chen will be pretty strong early game, and if he gets a good start, the heals are really good in team fights. And there's actually a Coddle picked up for Segfault.
Coddle third pick. At least it's still in the first phase. At least.
So this still leaves Darkseer in the pool if Eosin wants to pick it up. I don't really think they will at this point, but it's possible because they have the Chen jungle, which leaves space for an offlane solo like Darkseer.
Potentially even a mid. I've seen Darkseer played mid before quite a few times, and to be honest, it's quite successful. Like, he gets that early experience like boost, and he can just go around ganking with that surge, of course.
It really depends on your lane sign up though, and there's actually a Clockwork now picked up for E4.
I don't know about you, but I feel like this is going to be a really interesting game.
Definitely.
Wherever there's a Magnus and a big AoE stun like Leshrac, and of course the AoE blast from Coddle, It just spells fun. That's my idea of fun right
Definitely. Clockwork's a really interesting pick here. There's actually PL banned and Lifestealer banned. So, and then the ban is now for Segfault.
I've been seeing Lifestealer less and less.
Yeah. I think he's kind of peaked off now. People are starting to pick heroes that just counter magic immunity.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you before. What were you saying?
Just about how powerful power cogs are on Clockwork. Just the mana drain is pretty ridiculous on them. Yeah,
of course. It's like, I don't know if I'd consider an escape mechanism, but I guess you could consider an escape mechanism, because you could always just kind of like break the cogs and walk out, right? So.
Well, it's like you hit the cog once for it to break for yourself, but the other guys have to hit it like 3 times.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess that would be considered an escape mechanism.
There's a Darkseer banned for E4.
4th, and that's really surprising to me. I guess Eosin +4, E4. I guess they really don't feel like Darkseer is that strong over here. I guess they wouldn't mind playing it up against him. That's why they left.
Well, they kind of really lack the damage. Like, there's the Shadow Demon for the Soul Catcher and the Clockwork. Like, he's really good with Battery Assault and Cogs, but they kind of lack damage as a team. The Segfault really has a strong early game, even mid and partly late with Magnus damage already in their team lineup, which is something you don't really want to go against ever.
Yeah.
And then there's actually a CK banned for Segfault.
CK is a really strong hero as well. I personally think he's one of the strongest carries. It just because he has that potential to be so dominating early game. That Chaos Bolt, that Reality Rift. He's just such a strong hero.
He definitely can snowball really well.
Yeah. And he can just be so tanky. Like, I just have bad experiences playing against CKs. Like, I remember there's a few times where I would just be a completely fed Lifestealer or something, and then there would just be this CK who was like farming the entire game, and he would just like dominate me, despite the fact I was fed. It's crap. But that's a different story. For a different cast.
And there's Quap ban from E4. So, I guess they're trying to shut down Segfault's mid, because it looks like they may have a Magnus. Well, actually, maybe they're banning out Quap for the offlane. They're banning Darkseer and Quap, because they're thinking Segfault's going to run Magnus mid, and then Coddle and Lesh top tri-lane with the carry.
And you're right. Bounty Hunter's picked up for that solo offlane. Magnus, he's not really played offlane so much anymore. It's typically you see Magnus when he's picked up, he's just playing mid. And he can dominate that lane really well, especially when he bottle crows. He can just spam out that shockwave, and that's a hard spell to really go up against. He's fit for that role, in my opinion.
I think the reason that Magnus stopped really getting picked for the offlane a lot, like recently or a bit before recently as well, yeah, because he used to be able to skewer people like from really far away into the tower, and there's actually Juggernaut picked up for E4.
So that's gonna be their hard carry. We're still waiting on Segfault's #1 role here. What kind of hard carries are left in the pool here? Well, in this
there's
kind
still
of
Void.
Yeah. What were you about to say against Juggernaut? You don't think they're going to be that farming Juggernaut?
Well, it's an interesting pick. He definitely has to farm some because he's their damage pretty much in this team. But just interesting because he's got the built-in magic immunity while the other team already has something that goes through magic immunity. Yeah. And again, that's some more pushing for E4. This is going to be a really strong pushing game. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to call it right now. I'm recording this, so this is proof. I'm calling it right now. It's all about the pushes. And then Segfault picks Pudge. Come on, Segfault.
AM, classic AM.
So it looks like they have their strong heroes early game. They're just going to try and keep it out till late game. They have the Bounty Hunter for the track hold and the momentum early in mid game. So their lineup's pretty strong right now. They should be able to do well if they don't make too many mistakes. Yeah, I'm favoring Segfault's lineup here, but E4's lineup is just so epic. Come on. They have a Juggernaut, they have a Clockwork, and they have Chen.
10 seconds remaining.
And like you can't really forget about Shadow Demon either, but they have a Clockwork, for God's sake.
5 seconds remaining.
E4 definitely has a really unconventional lineup, so we'll see if it works out for them or if it's one of those things that you just don't ever try again.
Yeah, who knows? It might even throw Segfault off their game, and there's a Zeus picked up. Okay, well, let's cast this, Boris.
The Zeus laning against Magnus mid, so this will be really interesting.
Especially with that that melee range, it's gonna be harder for Zeus.
I think Chen may pull the small camp after stacking it just to help Zeus out at mid.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't really know what to say Chen will do if there's a Zeus as mid, but definitely. I wonder who they're actually gonna put off lane.
So for the Radiant team
maybe they'll put like.
Oops. We have Kikoni on Clockwork, Eosin, the main Eosin, the E in E4. On the Juggernaut, we have Roar-Agok, sorry about that, on Shadow Demon, and 04 on Chen. Did I miss anyone? No. Oh, Goenzo on Zeus. And they have a Golden Greevil. So things are looking really good. I think that's how you pronounce it. Guenzo. Meanwhile, we have Kane on Magnetor, Zerot on Kotl, Boosie on AM, Dookie Main on Leshrac, and of course we have Switch on BH. So it looks like they're going to be running an aggressive tri-lane here. We see 3 heroes running down almost immediately. Good guy, Roar-Agok.
This is actually pretty interesting. It's what I thought would happen. The Clockwork is going to go to the solo safe lane, and there's going to be Chen in their jungle and Juggernaut and Shadow Demon at top.
30 seconds to battle.
So it looks like AM will get like more or less free farm this game, and looks like they're going to ward the pull camp as well. For the Radiant side, that's gonna shut down the Clockwork.
And for some reason, the courier's just following Switch around. I guess it was to deliver those words. I wasn't too sure about that. Did you see what happened?
No, I didn't. I missed that.
So it's gonna be 2 aggressive tri-lanes.
Yeah.
The battle begins.
Well, one of them's actually got Chen in the jungle, so.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if they count. So we see 2 Invis heroes just peel out right away. Of course, Kane picked up the Invis rune, and BH has his Shadow Walk, sorry. Roar-Agok's gonna walk through a little bit, but
it's a really nice ward right here on the mid lane. It'll give Guanzo like a nice time against the Magnus.
Yeah, I like these wards a lot, for sure. We see pings coming out on Switch, 4 Switch, I should say. Roar-Agok's gonna be the one kind of standing near him, and almost immediately 04 is going to start farming with that Ursa warrior. Meanwhile, Eosin is just getting free farm with top lane. He's kind of auto-attacking this wave, and then he realizes that's not the right thing to do, and he's going to continue to farm properly.
Kikoni's actually getting pretty good farm. Well, not farm, pretty good XP at bottom lane.
Yeah, he's kind of just absorbing. He's just so tanky as of now.
Also, he has the cogs, and they don't really have much damage to go through that. And since he's under the tower, the anti-mage can't blink to kill him.
Kane's gonna take a lot of damage here. He's at 203 damage. Make that 191 damage. He has a stick though, and he has a salve. I'm not sure if he wants to pop that yet. Switch is gonna eat a lot of damage here. We got an Ursa warrior up for 04.
They're already trying to take out the tier 1 tower, it looks like. Just do as much damage as possible.
That's not that bad of an idea. What's Switch going to do to stop them? He can't really do anything.
They have so much control in this lane, just because of the Chen jungle as well. Chen's just pulling the creeps to the camps, so they can just keep doing damage to the tower.
I like that. I like this play coming out from E4.
It's interesting how Chen actually started with a Smoke of Deceit as well. It looks like they think Zeus will need a bunch of help at mid, but he's actually doing relatively well. He's already got enough gold for his bottle if he wants it.
Yeah, he's at 11. He's 11 for 1. Meanwhile, Magnetor is sitting at 5 for 0. That's, I guess you could say that's a pleasant surprise. I didn't really expect Zeus to be doing that well, but I'm delighted that he is. This is going to be an interesting game.
Bottom lane, Clockwork actually has 5 for 1.
That's 6. Make it 6 for 1. That's more than the mid lane Magnus for the Dire team. Top lane.
They're actually going.
Switch is going to catch a Soul Catcher and a Disruption. Centaur stun.
He was actually going to be trapped there, but he has Shadow Walk, which goes through units.
I'm not sure if 04 missed the centaur stun or not, but he might have done it accidentally when the BH was disrupted, so that was kind of a waste.
It was actually a really nice disruption into the stun by 04. It was really well timed.
I could have predicted this.
And Switch is just going to chill up here. He's just going to leech some experience if he can. It's not really necessarily near the range, but he's going to Shadow Walk again. And that tower's gone down already.
So there's definitely a really big early game advantage.
Immediately,
for
that's
the,
2,200 gold in favor of E4 here.
Yeah. The XP is also in favor of E4. Because they took out the jungle camps, like they pulled the dire creep wave into the jungle camps, and they killed the lane creeps, which gave them a lot of XP.
Yeah, it's about 1,100 in favor. And you think they're going to go for a tier 2 here?
Good farm.
And Clockwork's not doing too bad for himself. He's about 1,000 gold in the bank right now. And it looks like we're seeing Kane rotating up. I'm not sure what he's doing at this point. He's kind of low mana, has enough for like one shockwave. Not sure how effective he's going to be top lane.
He's waiting for his bottle from the courier. I think he's going to try and skewer someone back into the tower. Meanwhile, Zeus is getting free farm. He actually went for a soul ring this game. And it looks like Tranquil Boots.
Yep. Kane's just going to throw some shockwaves, try to deter this push as much as he can. It looks like it's working a little bit. But Centaur, he's just eating up all the damage, so they can't overextend like this. They can afford to do that.
Eosin's got boots and a bracer on the courier as well.
Dire's middle tower.
This Clockwork is actually one last hit underneath the anti-mage right now.
Well, now he's about 3. Now we'll make that 2. But Kakoni's doing well for himself. For sure.
Zeus is already level 6, and he's got his Tranquil Boots finished.
Kane's just going to be throwing up the
shockwave.
shockwave.
Regen rune at bottom. It looks like Magnus is going to get
Kane's
it.
on his way over, and he's only for 9 for 0. I think he's rotating. He's moving too much. He needs to be farming a little bit more. Don't you agree? He's just...
Yeah, but there's a lot of like damage on the Zeus at mid because he got that soul ring, so he can just keep the harass up on the Magnus.
Yeah, smart decision by him for sure. And of course he picks up this Tranquil Boost, just kind of balance out his HP a little bit, so he can afford to sacrifice some of that mana, or HP for mana. Sorry.
Leshrax's actually dying now at bottom lane. Clockwork kept using the rocket flare to keep him low, and then Zeus just ulted as soon as he got mana.
Yeah. Great teamwork coming out here. And that ult got everyone on the map extremely low. If you look at the HP, the Ursa Clap's going to slow down 0. And I think that's, yep, the nuke's going to pick up the kill. Four's going to grab that one.
And the healing ward's going to heal up the Ursa, and they're going to push out the bottom, tier 2 top.
Some nice micro, man. Nice micro.
Wow, look at this micro. Next level. Definitely.
Guan's is going to be mid. He's just going to eat a creep wave. Just to kind of throw some harass out there, but he's like, worth it. Worth it. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Clockwork's 18 for 1. Anti-mage is pulling away. There's 3 more last hits than the offlane solo. Or I should say safe lane solo.
So it's almost 3,000 XP in favor of the Radiant and 4,000 gold.
Yeah, just about 4,000 gold. About 4,120.
The Radiant's just out farming the Dire in every lane.
Well, not to mention that tower as well, and the first blood kill are helping them quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true. The first blood probably put them a bunch over.
Not to mention they do have that Chen juggling. I'm not sure how much juggling he's been doing really, but he can't. He's at 21 for 1. He's not doing too bad for himself. So, and yeah. Majority of the Radiant's team is like in the top quadrant of the last hit / denies the CS chart, so that's probably why.
There's a tornado up on top lane now, pushing back the Dire.
The Wildkin's just chilling.
Actually got arcane boots at bottom lane, and Shadow Demon actually has a gem, like first item pickup for Shadow Demon. He has a gem for the Bounty Hunter, so that's like really aggressive. 750 gold could have been boots, boards, dust. He actually might die here.
I can see him right now. The Maim's going to slow him down a little bit. Leshrax's going to be there, but he's going to disrupt him anyway. There's a Soul Catcher. Ofair's to help in the Centaur Stomp. Perfectly timed. Blade Fury. Cuddle's going to try it. Zero's going to do what he can, but it's not really too much. Shadow Poison's going to scatter a little bit. Switch, I guess now he knows they have permanent vision of him. There's the Zeus ult. He's going to go down.
And Magnus RP catches too, but I think Magnus may go down here to the Zeus. Yeah, and he's gonna lose the gem.
A worthy fool. No.
Juggernaut actually dies to the tower, but that's his drum or phase boots finished if he wants them.
Dire's top tower is under
That was a
attack.
really good trade for E4.
Must
That was
I
definitely
repeat
worth it in my
myself?
opinion. They're sitting at 5 for 2 now. Although you can argue that they sacrificed a little bit of their cutthroat lead for some stupid deaths, but what do you think?
Well, it was arguable because they dived switch onto the tower. They kind of knew that they could get the kill, but they were risking it because they didn't know if there was going to be any support from the Magnus or not, or even the anti-mage if the Dire wanted to risk that. Jen actually is probably going to go down. He misses the stomp and Bounty Hunter may kill him. He actually uses his ult there solo.
See, that's the type of ult I don't really like, the panic ults.
He's actually waiting for Jug to support him. The healing ward's actually going to keep him alive.
I guess that one was kind of justifiable. There's the Blade Fury can come up. Dookie Main's in trouble. There's the Clockwork Flare, and that's some good communication
the Flare
between
is
the teams.
actually going to get the kill. It's going to ensure the kill for the Radiant.
Kato's going to push this back a little bit, and Juggernaut doesn't want any more of that. Although he does have the healing word, so he can be more aggressive. Centaur's going to lead the charge, and they're going to see switch. Hawkins chilling in the back, and Chen has 2 creeps out for switch now. They don't have that vision anymore, though, unfortunately.
They don't have the gem with them.
Yeah, they lost it during that team fight. I think
it was denied, actually, when Shadow Demon died. That's what happened. No one picked it back up.
Rorgok is going to eat some Maim Shanadas, and there's the disruption. Soul Catcher. Centaur Stomp is going to be there. It's going to miss, though. And I think that switch is going to get away. Magnetor is going to come in for some support, but he's low as well. Kato's charging up a blast. There's a Rocket Flare.
Zeus is actually 60 last hits now. Like, he's just got a ton of farm. He's almost finished his Ewell, so he's like 275 gold off. Clockwork's actually building up to a mech at bottom lane.
He's going to be picking up that mech, eh? Meanwhile, Boozy, he's just getting free farm as well, though. He's 49 for 7. Not as great as Zeus with the Soul Ring, but he has his Claymore and his Ring of Health now. He's making towards his Void Stone or the Broadsword if he can wait about 500 gold more.
The top tier 2 is really taking a lot of damage. Jug actually ults at top, and the Flare helps him get the kill.
Again,
really
nice
teamwork
from Clockwork. They're communicating really well, you can tell.
There's
He's going to pop the
no
jumps
deny
to get
on the
away.
tower at top lane either. So another last
Free
hit.
tower. Sorry about that, guys. Just had some friggin' chili. It was delicious. I just kind of burped. Did you hear that, Boris?
Dire's middle tower is under an
I did not.
extraordinary amount of stress.
04's going to pick up a nice Ursa Warrior. Almost full health. Almost.
Dire's middle tower
Shadow Demon looks like, yeah, he's going to put an aggressive ward. And they're going to push out mid, it looks like, past the tier 1 and then into the tier 2.
Look at the positioning, though, coming out from Shadow
tier
Demon.
2. Yeah, he wanted to ward
There's a flare
behind the
coming
tier
in
2
again.
so they could see if there was any TPs.
The flares are just so consistent coming out from Clockwork. They're just pushing these team fights over the edge in the favor of the Radiant, just so they can secure those kills. Ursa's going to be on the front lines and the healing ward. This is what I'm talking about. Look at the pushing power coming out from the E4 here. Like, what's going to stop this besides the Coddle? Look, he's just going to eat a smash, and there goes half his health. He might even die. Like, if Clockwork can throw off another flare. I'm not sure if that's off cooldown. But yep, there he goes. He's going to die. Let's look at the raw pushing power. And then there's those global abilities that are just going to pick off whoever's left.
Zeus was really an interesting pick here, and it worked out.
It's paying off, definitely.
It's pretty glorious.
That's just glorious.
Bounty Hunter's gonna put some harass on the Chen. Chen's actually gonna get just a small, like Ursa, Furbolg.
The Furbolg champion. The Furbolg boys. There's gonna be a switch coming up from behind. That's an interesting haste animation, but he's ready. He might go in for the denial here, actually. Yeah, he's going to try the denial, and he's going to miss it just by a split second.
Magnus actually TP'd.
And Kane's going to miss his entire skewer, but that's alright, Kane. Nobody saw that.
No one saw that, Kane.
Eoson's going to eat a track, and here comes Switch right after, but he doesn't want to mess with the Furbolg. He doesn't want any of that. He's going to be standing right beside Rorogok. They're actually going to be standing beside each other holding hands until they split off finally. Meanwhile, Kakoni, he's just chilling. I think he's done his mech. Yeah, it's coming in on the courier, actually.
Rorogok's probably... No, he's not actually going to die here.
Oh, Booty's going to throw at that
now.
Mana Void, but it's not going to kill anybody. I guess you can kind of spam that just because there's a low cooldown on it, but you should have threw maybe an extra hit or two in there first.
Definitely, but when you think about it, he was kind of far away.
Kane's chasing Rorogok.
He's going to try and get the solo kill on Rorogok.
There's 0-4 for the support. They're going to smoke up just so Magnus can't chase. They're going to farm.
There was actually a track on Rorogok when the smoke went off, though, so they know generally that they smoked.
Yeah, that's true, but Eosin, Guanzo,
anyway.
and Kikoni are both here. The whole team, it's 5v5 Dota right now in the bottom lane. SFG versus
and
E4.
Rorogok, like, he was so low health a second ago, but then there's just the Juggernaut healing ward. And the Clockwork and Zeus harass the entire team at bottom lane. And there's also a Wild
tornado.
King in the back putting a tornado. Look
in
at
comparison, these Caudal Illuminations kind of look like baby pushes, if you know what I mean. Just in comparison, look at the pushing going on right now. And then Caudal tries to push back, but that's just nothing in comparison. Clockwork's going to go, and he's going to ult.
Clockwork hook shot.
And he's going to pick one off.
He's just going to kill
miss
everyone.
the cogs, though. Kane doesn't want any of that. Now they're just switching. They're both going to run away, but Guanzo's there. And he wants to... Oh, Eosin's going to pick him off with his Omni Slash as well. That's 4 down for the Dire. This looks really bad for the Dire team right now. Doesn't look too great.
It looks like they're going to take the tier 2 and then just Roshan.
It's about 12,000 gold in favor of the Radiant right now, and about 7,500, maybe a little bit more than that, in favor of the Radiant as well, experience-wise, of course.
There's actually a Blink Dagger on the Courier for Zeus. Juggernaut also has 2.5 thousand gold in the bank.
It's this Golden Greevil, man, I'm telling you. It's the Golden
Shadow
Greevil.
Demon has 0 items and 2.3 thousand gold.
Yeah, you're right.
And
they're
there's
going
the
for Roshan.
They're going to wait for Clockwork
are gonna be there too.
Arcane Boots, and then they're going to put down the healing ward. Clockwork actually might need to mech here in a second. And then there's the healing ward.
Rorogok. Going to pop off the Lincolns of Roche just so it goes down that much faster, I guess.
I think Zeus also wants to sight for the invisible units just to see bounty hunters like lurking.
That does make sense, and Switch is kind of lurking right now. He's kind of in a lurking position. Here comes Kane as well. Not sure if they have any vision besides this Dire Ward here, but I'm not sure if they picked him up with that.
The Radiant have slain Roshan.
No one's just taking the Aegis. They just don't want to. And then there's Jug picking it up.
He's like, fine, I guess I'll take it, guys. Looks like he's rushing Ags as well, right after those drums.
Yep.
He's just going to stay with Brown Boots as well. Oh, and he's just going to cancel. He's just going to cancel off the ult.
Zeus just starts using the fireworks.
He's just going to scare them off a little bit. And you could tell Switch is scared. He's like running back to base right now. This is Shout and Poison. He's scouting it out a little bit. There's Guanzo with the blink in. Some nuke damage. There's the ult. He's going to go for real this time, and he's going to pick off the Leshrac. Switch is going to be really low. So is Zerot. No follow-up, though, but that just shows the power of Zeus at this point. Boozy's really low as well. Finally picked off that Battle Fury. And he's 100 for 0. 100 for 7, sorry, but he's pretty much going to have to carry the entire team. This is what the Dire are waiting for. They're waiting for the anti-mage to just peek off. Well, I guess he doesn't really peek off, but
they're going to try and get like a
look at that nuke damage coming from
Goon into like a Caudal Blast and a Leshrac stun.
Oh, nice reverse play. He's going to pick off tip of the hand of God's going to be there too. Who's going to mana void, but there's there's too much mana. He didn't deplete enough of their mana. Coney's going to pick off the Magnus. There's 2 Central just smashing away at this tower. And Magnus and Caudal are both down. 2 good anti-pushers, or counter-pusher I should say, for the Dire. And there's a GG call.
What happened there was right before like Magnus reverse polarity, Caudal died and Leshrac was out of position, so he went in and reverse polarity, and then there was no follow-up, and Anti-Mage was like, well, I might as well try and salvage what I can, and just ulted.
Dire's middle barracks has
and then it's going to be GG for Irradiant.
E4. E+4. I really like their picture. It's like a penguin with a crown on it. That's sweet.
Definitely. And all of them have penguins as their display pictures.
I really like the way the Radiant played this, though. Just great pickups. I think it was the global presence they had. They had global support coming in from both Clockwork and Zeus at all times.
It was definitely really strong nukes as well, though. I thought they lacked the damage, but the Zeus really made up for it.
Yeah, he's a really strong early game.
Zeus actually buys a Ghost Scepter just to dive the fountain.
Hate to lord it over
you. He's going in. Kokoni, he's canceling up the hook shot. He's tempting them.
I feel like a broken record.
You just look at them straight in the face.
Maybe a fountain dive right here.
Yeah, they're getting the centaurs ready. There's Zerot.
They're gonna kill the Caudal that's not here.
Face up to your mortality.
This is what all Dota players love to do. Just kill AFKs.
Just do the fountain dives after you win the game. And Guanzo's diving the fountain again, but he doesn't have his ult there, so he's
a little bit of a premature blink out, but he's ready. Tren's picked up a Rod of Atos as well, looks like.
Kikoni's actually gonna get a Ghost Scepter as well. Well, it looks like it at least.
Yeah.
Saving up. Is under attack.
Zerot, he's gonna come back and be like, "What? I never died 16 times during this game."
And then Bounty Hunter just disconnects as well, and it's GG.
That's GG. No need to finish off these towers. It's just they're gonna explode by themselves. There's a hook shot in, and then it's gonna target Guanzo anyway. Oh, that's right. I guess Kikoni did pick up the Ghost Scepter. So really good game here. I enjoyed these picks. I knew it was gonna be an interesting game. I called it, didn't I? I called it.
Oh yeah, you called the Zeus Clockwork was gonna be an interesting game.
Well, thanks for watching, guys. Twitch.tv/RoRoDota is where you can find my Dota casts, and Boris is probably going to be on there a lot as well. YouTube.com/thewalruscollective is where you can just find me and Boris's just like, how would you describe it?
Crappy gaming footage.
Yeah, or crappy gaming footage. So head on to youtube.com/thewalruscollective. Actually, this might even be uploaded to the Walrus Collective, so make sure to check out the rest of the content. Don't be lazy. Check it out. Okay, bye.